It is. There's just a little more of a lag than I would like, but oh well. No, the 2 weeks was great. It was 7 seconds. Now it's like at 20. Um, let me try to set that up.
Just also, okay, I have a bad idea.
Sure.
Sorry, just this is hot. FYI.
Okay. No, the 2 weeks was great. It was 7 seconds. Now it's like at 20. Let me try to set that up. Sure. Yeah, I guess I could shrink my picture down and add a timer. Show the space. Well, either way, let me. Yeah, I guess I should shrink my timer.
Come on. Come on, girls, let's get sickening. Maybe I should put some of these organdy drops in my drink.
Stabby, stabby. Yep, I posted it to both now.
I'll send these to you. I'll send you
Oh, that's nice. I'll give him a shout out.
They are quarantine.
Quarantine. Yeah, we look pretty active now. I think I posted it to the page. Yep, there it is.
Yes.
Hey Google, turn on all the lights 100%.
Sure, setting 6 lights brightness to 100%.
Well, don't be loud about it.
actually running into stuff.
You get a little too close to the cord for my taste. The payments keep on rolling in.
Great. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Oh, somebody else registered.
I was gonna say, I think for me that means we may get a few more registrations.
Maybe. I know some teams said they were gonna donate some extra, so it could just be that.
That's true.
So we should just count.
Cool. We got 27 people watching, so that's pretty much total for us. Let's get there, baby. Hey everyone, we got a few minutes to go before we begin. Go ahead and send a message to Maria on Facebook Messenger. Let her know that your team's all ready. Once we got all the teams in, we can go ahead and hop in. Again, go ahead and have your team captain. Again, just your team captain. We don't need multiple people from teams hopping in. Go ahead and send that into Maria Lagrasso Gatens on Facebook Messenger. And then, what was that?
What are they sending?
Oh, just a message. Thumbs up. Let us know when your whole team is ready.
Okay.
When we got all the teams in, we're going to go ahead and get started.
The chat is turned off.
Chat is on the YouTube chat. If you want to converse amongst yourself, of course, we ask that you do not share answers or put joke answers when we have an item on. But other than that, feel free to let me know what's up, what you're thinking, what's funny, what's good, what's bad. If you got a little joke for the other teams, go ahead and share amongst it. If you want to boast, if you want to smack talk, I I see no rules to stop it. Let's see what I can do here.
Is that working?
No, I'm just thinking of the timer. I kind of forgot about that request. I think I can make it work. It's going to take a moo. Could work. Just fiddling around with a few things while we wait for you guys to sign in. Again, if your team is all ready, go ahead and send a thumbs up or a message to Maria Lagrasso Gatens on Facebook Messenger. Again, that's Maria Lagrasso Gatens. I'll go ahead and add that over to the chat. Just if for some reason your team captain isn't seeing it, if it isn't popping up for them. Although it should, because I believe all the team captains did a check-in a little earlier.
I didn't get a response from a couple.
Oh, there's a couple people we didn't get a response from, so that's okay. Good to play it safe then.
We're waiting for pen palettes.
Right. I will be happy to in just a second.
Where's team president? We're waiting for Q2 and Hugh.
All right, we're just waiting for one more team, Q2 and Hugh. If you're with team Q2 and Hugh, let us know by sending a message to Maria. Ignore that last message. Don't know what that was.
Who's in the game? And the chipmunks.
The Chipmunks. We're waiting on the Chipmunks as well. We're getting a baby request. If Maria, you're up for it.
Oh, yeah. Who's requesting?
Amanda Ewing, Jacqueline Cherry.
Wow.
He stirs. He awakens.
Where can I see myself? Oh, I see it. Oh, it's so delayed. It's okay.
There.
Let's see. Are you gonna show your face?
We want to see your face. Oh,
We
wow.
all want to see your.
Maria's got her lovely baby Bjorn holding the baby so she can eat dinner and co-host trivia with
I
me.
recommend the Bjorn. If anyone's looking for a recommendation, and we'll show him later when he's more awake.
Yeah, he'll wake up a little later.
I want to show him in his little shark outfit.
Normally we send Maria and Zito for the past couple weeks. We've been sending him back to the back room where Maria tallies the scores, takes care of Zito because he's been a real crank. But today, past few days, he's been great. Jack and Cherry asks if everyone's got their taxes filed. Even though there's a deadline, you might as well get them in, get that refund money back.
Oh, there's no deadline.
Well, yeah, they extended the deadline. You know, Jacqueline will know all about that. I don't know if she's plugging her business, but I'll plug it for her. Jacqueline Cherry, lovely CPA to work with.
Is she answering stimulus money questions?
Maria asks if Jacqueline is handling stimulus money questions. I won't answer for her. She can choose to hop in. Still waiting on a few teams. If your team captain has not checked in with Maria, go ahead and send that in to Maria. Just a little thumbs up. Here's the link to Maria's Facebook page. You can just message her on that. Chipmunks. We're waiting for the chipmunks.
Oh. Did I send the wrong link to everybody?
I hope not.
It looks like one of my teams is lost. Can you send me the exact one?
I
Paste it from the browser.
would be happy to. We still waiting on a few teams. Give us another moment. I'm optimistic we're going to get people up and running soon.
Actually, I could just click on the link I sent him. See if it's correct. No, that's correct. And do you still have the tipping point thing up? The page that says tipping point?
I'm not quite sure I understand the question. Either the front page, yeah. We're still waiting on 3 teams. We're just going to give it another minute, a couple more minutes. We want to be generous with time for those who may just have a little technical delay, but I also want to be considerate of y'all. Oh, Q2 and Hugh are here, at least on the live chat.
Oh, tell them they need to message me.
As we said earlier, go ahead and message Maria Lagrasso Gatens on Facebook. Have your team captain message her. Let them know that we're all good. Again, we're waiting on H2 and Hugh. Q2 and Hugh. And the Pin Pals. I know some people have a little slow internet these days. A few data caps are being throttled, so we don't mind waiting a couple extra minutes. But I do want to get you guys started. I know some of you may have to work tomorrow. And I'm sure Tipping Point would want their money ASAP. So happy to speed that up for them as well. Any luck? Okay. We're going to hop into it. Are we waiting on anybody or? Okay. Looks like we're all set. We're waiting on a few individual people, but it looks like all the teams have checked in. All right. We're going to go ahead and get rolling. Today we are raising money for Tipping Point Theater, a lovely 501c3 nonprofit. Sorry, it's been a long day. You're going to see on the screen our game playing rules. Go ahead and take a minute to take a look at those. They're hastily written several weeks ago. We never updated them. But in short, hunker in your bunker for 2 rounds of trivia. We're going to be asking 10 questions per round, then a bonus round, and then a final question. Each round is, in short, consisting of 12 questions, with that 11th and 12th question being a bonus round, and then a final question that is wagered. Questions are worth 2 points each, unless stated otherwise. We also have some bonus points as well, so keep an eye out for those. Now, for the final question of each round, so we have 2 final questions, final question round 1, final question round 2. For the final question, you can wager all, some, or none of your points. After the bonus question, we will give you an update of how many points your team has. Whatever team has the most points after round 2's final question will be the winner. 35% of our buy-in from today are going to be going to the first place, 15% going to second place, and then the rest of our buy-in is going to be going to Tipping Point Theater. If you want to send additional love to them, please feel free to send me some more money via Venmo or PayPal that you already have. We also have Tipping Point Theater's website, tippingpointtheater.com/donations. You can send it directly to them, but again, you can just send it directly to me if you like. We can send it all in one big lump sum. We already have a few extra teams who've gone the extra mile and sent a little extra love their way, a few extra donations. We'll talk a little bit about them a little later. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into our last few notes here. You're welcome to discuss your answers however you'd like amongst your team, Zoom, Skype, text, Messenger, chat. But please do not use external sources, encyclopedias, phones, internets, etc., etc. Those are forbidden. Okay, so we got all of our housekeeping out of the way. Let's go ahead and hop into our first category round. Here is our round one categories. We're going to be talking about mythology, art, fast food, fictional characters, child stars, Oscar Gold, U.S. colleges, websites, national parks, and coastlines. Again, our round one categories are mythology, art, fast food, fictional characters, child stars, Oscar Gold, U.S. colleges, websites, national parks, and coastlines. You do not need to know these with our questions. But some may view it as a bit of a small hint or clue as to what we're going to be looking for. Again, we're not going to be wagering on these individual questions. Just these points. Questions are worth 2 points each. We're going to hop right into it.
Send their answer after each question.
Remember to send your answer after each question to Maria via Facebook Messenger. Again, only the team captain, just the team captain, is going to be sending your answer to Maria via Facebook Messenger. Question 1. Ancient Greek folklore states that redheads turn into what supernatural being after death? Question 1. Ancient Greek folklore states that redheads turned into what supernatural being after death? We have 2.5 minutes on the clock. We had an extra 30 seconds to your turning question because we got a little bit of a delay here today. Lag is kind of fluctuating between 15 to 30 seconds, so we'll give you a little extra buffer time. Go ahead and send those questions in. Team captains, send those answers in to Maria. Ancient Greek folklore states that redheads turned into what supernatural being after death? Maria's turning into her own supernatural being as she one-handedly tears into a piece of chicken. Very ferocious face. Sunil, thank you for respecting our rules and putting away your encyclopedia from the 80s. A lot of those, some of those encyclopedias may not be totally up to date. MJ Coupon asking how to send those answers in. Again, you can send those to Maria via Facebook Messenger. She should have checked in. Well, I believe she checked in with all of our team captains via Facebook Messenger. I just gave her Facebook page. Click that link and go ahead and hit message on that. And you can send those in. Again, just your team captain. Just your team captain. So, Mary Jo, if you're not the team captain, don't you worry about that.
Just join.
Ooh, we got a late joiner. Another team just joined. They may be working on a handicap. All right, 30 seconds left on the clock. Get those answers in to Maria. 15 seconds left on the clock. Final deliberations with your team. Ancient Greek folklore states that redheads turned into what supernatural being after death? Get those answers in. All right, and we are at time. If you haven't gotten your answers into Maria, now is the time. Okay, ancient Greek folklore states that redheads turned into what supernatural being after death? That's vampires or Rykolakas. That's your answer. Very spooky. Again, who's to say they don't? I have not seen any evidence that says otherwise. And those ancient Greeks had a lot sorted out for them, so they could still be right. Again, we are working on a bit of a delay, so feel free to send those messages via YouTube chat. I'm not checking the Facebook page right now. Go ahead and send those in as long as we have the answer by the time that I give the answer on the stream. We are considering those in. So again, we know we are working on a slight delay, but a lot of you are getting it in A-OK. Don't worry, we do take that delay into account. All right, moving on to question number 2. Branching from Impressionist paintings, what is a technique that uses small dots of color to form an image? Question 2. Branching from Impressionist paintings, what is a technique that uses small dots of color to form an image? You have 2.5 minutes on the clock. I've gotten some feedback in the past that I've rambled too much. I've also gotten some feedback that they want the rambling back. So we're going to try to find a happy medium this round where I ramble just the right amount. Coming from a performing arts background, the thought of dead air terrifies me. So, bear with me as I smile stupidly into the camera. We got a lot of new teams this week. We got a lot of old teams too. We got a lot of great new teams coming from some other theaters. If you know a nonprofit professional theater, go ahead and have them reach out to us. We're happy to hear any cases. If anybody's lost any cases, I can't say we're going to approve every theater. We'll certainly try. Have that theater reach out to us. We're happy to, if they've been affected by COVID-19, if they have to cancel some shows or productions, have them reach out to us. We're happy to perhaps put on a fundraiser for them. This is our 5th fundraiser. We've already raised over $700 in just a month, which is pretty great. I'm pretty pleased with that. You got 30 seconds left on the clock. 30 seconds to answer. Branching from Impressionist paintings, what is a technique that uses small dots of color to form an image? All right, 15 seconds left on the clock. All right, hopefully we got all those answers in. Branching from Impressionist paintings, What is a technique that uses small dots of color to form an image? Pointillism. Pointillism, and we have thrown up a famous example of that. Maybe many of you have made a pointillist doodle in your notebooks in the past. All right, moving on to question 3. What sandwich was created due to the shortage of chickens and the inability to supply Chicken McNuggets nationwide? Question 3. What sandwich was created due to the shortage of chickens and the inability to supply Chicken McNuggets nationwide? 2.5 minutes on the clock. Again, at this time, we are no longer checking the Facebook post chat just because we are both focusing on a few things, but feel free to hop in that YouTube comment section. We got a lot of great people shouting themselves out as well as shouting out other things. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Quarantine, great team. Sony and Mike Marquis, Danny Cochran, Nick Yoakum, Alicia and Pat Luce. Wow, great team. The 2 out of the 3 teams that have taken the whole shebang the past month are not here.
Yeah.
So this is a good week for an upset. Nick and the Zits and Kevin and the Zits and Just for Fun are sitting out this week, and between those 2 teams, they've won 3 out of the 4 trivia rounds. So again, this is a great time to get an upset, to get some new blood in here. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Google Sheets. Maria's just to my right with Zito, doing some great spreadsheet work. We got 30 seconds left on the clock. What sandwich was created due to the shortage of chickens and the inability to supply Chicken McNuggets nationwide? Send those answers into Maria. 15 seconds left on the clock. All right, and we are at time for question 3. What sandwich was created due to the shortage of chickens and the inability to supply Chicken McNuggets nationwide? That'd be the McRib. The McRib comes back every so often when a certain animal's price point dips below a certain amount to make it profitable. What animal is it? Who could say? You'd think pig, but can we be certain? I don't know. Created in the 1960s, what fictional dog character has an owner named Emily Elizabeth Howard? Bonus point, 1 point. Name the publisher for which the character serves as a mascot. Created in the 1960s, what fictional dog character has an owner named Emily Elizabeth Howard? Bonus, plus 1 point. Name the publisher for which the character serves as mascot. For our bonus questions, you do not need to get the main question right, although it really helps if you do. You still get that additional point, even if you just get the bonus question. You could. Again, it's really going to help if you know the main question, but you can get one or the other right, and it's not going to take your points off. So you can get 1, 2, or 3 points on this question. 1 point for the bonus. I know. Just letting people know. Naked Team shouting at themselves, representing Madison Heights. I think we've all been on the Naked Team the past month, a little more so than usual. We got 30 seconds left on the clock. I know I've been on the Naked Team more these past few weeks than usual. "15 seconds left on the clock." What? Am I too excited? I understand. I really should have invested some robe stock. I feel like robe purchases may be going up these days. All right, we're at time. Created in the 1960s, what fictional dog character has an owner named Emily Elizabeth Howard? Bonus point. Name the publisher for which the character serves as mascot. That's Clifford the Big Red Dog. Bonus is Scholastic. Clifford the Big Red Dog. Bonus is Scholastic. Of course, it was her love that made Clifford so large. You have to wonder why her parents were also not giant. Something to consider. Which former child star was appointed U.S. ambassador to Czechoslovakia in 1989? What former child star was appointed U.S. ambassador to Czechoslovakia in 1989? 2.5 minutes on the clock. Like Emily Elizabeth Howard, we also have a dog. It has not grown large since we adopted it. It's maintained its weight, and it has gone blind in both eyes. I don't know what that says of our love, if we're playing by Clifford the Big Red Dog rules. Thomas, thinking of that Scholastic Book Fair nostalgia. I know it whisked me back when I wrote that question. They turned the music room into the book fair room. Slightly inconvenient for the music teacher, as I recall. Has to push all our instruments back up against the wall. Stack all those chairs? No way. We got a minute left on the clock. "30 seconds left on the clock. Get those answers into Maria." Still waiting on a couple folks. I do. Cool. Great. All right, and we're at time. What former child star appointed appointed U.S. ambassador to Czechoslovakia In 1989, Shirley Temple Black. Of course, we'll also just take Shirley Temple, but Shirley Temple Black, appointed U.S. ambassador to Czechoslovakia in 1989. A lot of great U.S. ambassadors out there, but we're just looking for one. Shirley Temple. Moving on to question 6. What is the only film directed by a woman to have won Best Picture? Bonus, name a female director to be nominated for Best Director, but did not win. That's an additional 2 points. Again, what is the only female directed by a woman to win the Oscar for Best Picture? Bonus, name a female director to be nominated for Best Director, but did not win. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Again, you do not lose any points for guessing. You do not need to get both answers right to get that bonus. If you know one and not the other, no worries. Go ahead and just throw those answers in. Of course, this category is Oscar Gold, which I think we've had an Oscar Gold category every round so far. Yeah, Oscars trivia is just fun. Go to a bar trivia and go find me a bar trivia that doesn't ask at least one Oscar question. It's going to be tough to do.
We're looking for the name of the movie, right?
Yes. What is the only film directed by a woman to have won Best Picture? Bonus, name a female director to be nominated for Best Director, but did not win. As best you can, go ahead and include answers in one message just to make things a little easier for Maria. It's okay if you don't for these. When we get to the bonus questions, we'll strongly enforce that. But if you can, just send Maria one message with both answers. Just makes it a little easier on her. This is the most teams we've ever had, so I want to make this as easy as we can on her. She's being real vigilant with those scores. We got a minute left on the clock. Pardon me. Thirty seconds left on the clock. All right, and we are at time for question 6. What is the only film directed by a woman to have won Best Picture? Bonus, name a female director to be nominated for Best Director. The Hurt Locker. The Hurt Locker is that film. Our bonus answers can include Greta Gerwig, Lena Wertmuller, Jane Campion, Sofia Coppola. And that was the last one. My attention was off again. The Hurt Locker was our main question. Greta Gerwig, Lena Wertmuller, Jane Campion, Sofia Coppola was our options for our bonus question. Question 7. What is the only Ivy League school with a name that contains a U.S. state? What is the only Ivy League school with a name that contains a U.S. state? 2.5 minutes on the clock. Moving from Oscar Gold to U.S. colleges, jumping category. But guess what? Most of them are going to be jumping category. We got a lot of different categories. I can't find a segue for every one of these. Shout out from Sarah LaCroix, says tipping point is the best. A hard point to argue. Krista Eubank offers Maria and I some advice.
Who?
Krista Eubank says, you'll soon be sending in money for the Scholastic Book Fair, and your kid will spend it all on fancy erasers unless you lay down the law.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh,
We spend enough at the Scholastic Book Fair right now.
Maria is a K through 5 teacher. She pops into the book fair herself and walks away with quite a handful to add to her collection. We also have a large Ziploc bag, several large Ziploc bags filled with many different fun erasers. The bonus question, footballs, soccer balls, ice cream cones.
There's
Man,
definitely tennis balls, and the kids don't like those.
kids don't like the tennis ball erasers?
No.
Huh. Who would have thought? Lindsay, the bonus question from the last was worth 2 additional points. 2 additional points. "30 seconds left on the clock." "15 seconds left on the clock. Get those answers in. Scholastic Book Fair, I believe I mostly bought books. I think I did get a few
Oh,
pencils and erasers, but
yeah, you're the type.
I liked books. Some originals, some franchises. There were a few. There was a really bad Bionicle series put out by Scholastic. Pretty bad Star Wars series put out by Scholastic. All right, we're at time. What is the only Ivy League school with a name that contains a U.S. state? That's the University of Pennsylvania. Their logo doesn't even have the full word Pennsylvania.
They don't need to.
They don't need to? You think it's enough? Seems lazy to me. It seems lazy to me. I don't know. Sounds like someone got tired of typing.
Okay.
All right. But hey, I'm not the Ivy League graduate.
Clearly.
Video sharing website YouTube was founded in 2005 by 3 former employees of what website? Video sharing website YouTube was founded in 2005 by 3 former employees of what website? I've said it before. I'll say it again. 2.5 minutes on the clock. If you're having a great time tonight, please go ahead and swing on over to our Facebook page and go ahead and like and follow our virtual trivia for Detroit Art page, because we're going to keep adding events through that page. Of course, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll see me sharing those events too. But go ahead and, for quickest info, go ahead and add that. Of course, typically we've been doing it Thursday at 7, but you never know when we're going to throw a curveball. Can also find out what theater we're supporting that week early. And if you know a nonprofit professional theater, go ahead and have them send us a message, because we're happy to hear from theaters that need a little extra support through COVID-19 hoopla. We got 30 seconds left on the clock. It's a stumper. This one's a stumper for folks.
Couple teams. One team.
Oh. Maria's gone from, wow, people don't know this one, to a couple teams don't know this one.
No,
Okay, one team doesn't know this one.
no.
No? Oh, it's the it's the other way around. We got 15 seconds left on the clock. Get those answers in. All right, video sharing website YouTube was founded in 2005 by 3 former employees of what website? PayPal.com. You don't necessarily need to have the .com. If you just put PayPal. Yeah, PayPal did buy out Venmo. Venmo did start under a different corporation or by themselves. Yeah, that's right. And you can send your donations via PayPal and Venmo. Andy Gatens at gmail.com at PayPal or Andy-Gatens on Venmo. Send us some extra money and we're going to make sure it gets to tipping point. You can promise me that. I can promise you that too. Note that any additional donations do not go to the pot. Only the buy-in is what is going to be being split amongst the team. So just the $5 buy-in per team is going to be going to your winnings. All additional donations go straight to PayPal. To Tipping Point. Here's what they do. They go straight to PayPal. Then they go straight to me. Then they go straight to Tipping Point. So any additional donations will be going directly to Tipping Point. They do not go into the pot. We've already exceeded the pot. We haven't done a full tally yet, but we got a lot of generous people. We're going to talk about them a little later. Question 9. What state is home to Joshua Tree National Park? What state is home to Joshua Tree National Park? 2.5 minutes on the clock. Unprecedented. There's a lot of great states out there, but we're just looking for one. If anybody has a business that can get bought out by PayPal, I say go for it. I feel like they pay very well when they buy out businesses. Thomas, you're right. I don't have a witty response, but you're right. It wasn't at all along.
Someone embarrassing you?
No, I just like the jokes. Christopher Hannes is making a very obscure reference that I'm not going to bother to cite. But Chris, I really am enjoying it. Thank you for that laugh. Sunil, 50 nifty United States. That's right. There are 50 nifty United States and 14 territories, but we're just looking for one state. We got 30 seconds left on the clock. If you don't know the answer, you got 1 in 50 chance of getting it right. "15 seconds left on the clock. Send those answers into Maria. Zito's here too. He has some of Maria's dinner crumbs on top of his head, but it's okay. He's wearing a hoodie. There you go. Now he's clean again. All right, and we're at time. What state is home to the Joshua Tree National Park? That's California. If you want to know what the heck a Joshua tree is, you can do two things. Look at the GIF. Those are Joshua trees. Option 2, go ahead and, after trivia, go ahead and search Joshua, the U2 album, Joshua Tree. They got one on there. It's right on the album artwork. Maria hated that joke. That's fair. What is the only New England state without an Atlantic Ocean coastline? What is the only New England state without an Atlantic Ocean coastline? Bonus, what state has the most Atlantic Ocean coastline? What state has the most Atlantic Ocean coastline? Surprise, surprise, we got 2.5 minutes on the clock. Go ahead and talk it over with your team. Figure it out.
It is bad.
The mic's hot. Hard to whisper.
How hot?
I don't know how hot it is. It's pretty hot. Because I don't have much wiggle room in adjusting the mic volume through the streaming software.
Sunil has a clarifying question.
Oaks, great clarifying question. The bonus question is for all states. All states. Which state has the most Atlantic Ocean coastline for all states for just the bonus? The main question is just New England states. Bonus question can be any state. Question 10 is again, what is the only New England state without an Atlantic Ocean coastline? The bonus question is what of any states in the U.S. has the most Atlantic Ocean coastline?
Two questions are
$30 seconds left on the clock.
How many points the bonus? 1? Yeah. Never mind.
Yep. Zito's being great. Very quiet baby today. I'm glad to have Maria out here instead of banished to the back room of the house, where we've only been able to work together in trivia through messaging, which was very sad. We got 15 seconds left on the clock, if I didn't say that already. I added a few extra seconds because, well, we added that clarifying note. Got it. All right, we got those answers in. What is the only New England state without an Atlantic Ocean coastline? That's Vermont. Vermont. And which of any states has the most Atlantic coastline? That's going to be Florida. It also connects to the Gulf as well, but even dissuading the Gulf, if you consider the Gulf separate from the Atlantic Ocean, which many people do, makes sense to me, it still has many, many hundreds more miles than the other states. All right, so those are our regular 10 questions. Now we're going to go into our bonus game. 2 extra points per correct answer or order. We're going to ask you to send this in one message. Please do not send several messages. We will, and you cannot change your answer for our bonus question. So again, send, or rather in any question. Again, please just send one message to Maria. Again, as it says, rank the states that have the word new in their name in order of who was admitted / ratified to the USA first to who was admitted / ratified to the U.S. last. Again, rank the states that have the word new in their name an order of who was admitted to the USA first and who was admitted to the USA last. Again, please send this in the form of one message to Maria. Think over your answers carefully because we do not accept changed answers from now on. Due to the sheer amount of teams we got this week, as well as a few other factors. Looking at the numbers, we do a great few people. And we got 3 minutes on the clock. Debate and deliberate with your team. Rebecca Golden asks, can I say how many answers total we want? I will not comment on that. You may view that as part of the question. Bonus game, great time to get a few extra points if you got some wrong. Pretty much everybody's going to be getting at least a couple points. It's kind of a bit of an equalizer. Again, rank the states that have the word new in their name in order of who was admitted to the USA first, who was admitted to the USA last. In some cases, or all cases, or none cases, they were ratified, not admitted, but we'll consider that the same thing. Bonus questions, several questions in one, so we'll give you a little extra time.
Get the scores up right so you can read the scores on that.
I'll pull those up now. We got 1 more minute left on the clock. 1 more minute. Thirty seconds left on the clock. Still waiting on a few teams. And we got to get a bit more of a tally. We got 15 seconds left. Adding an additional 15, so we got 15 seconds left to get those answers in. 3.5 minutes, hopefully enough time to deliberate and send those out to us. Again, hopefully you sent those in as one text, one message, and didn't break it up amongst several. Again, we are looking for both the correct answer and the order of them. So if you get number 1 in the number 1 slot, you'll get 2 points.
Oh no. Waiting on Sam says this. Oh, got it.
Okay, great. We are all set to go. I was being a little flexible because it's a big one. All right, so Rank the states that have the word new in their name in order of who was admitted, ratified to the U.S. first, who was admitted, ratified to the U.S. last. In order, that is New Jersey on December 18th, 1787. New Hampshire, June 21st, 1788. New York, July 26, 1788. And New Mexico, January 6, 1912. Got a lot of people got at least one of those in. We got a handful that got some mixed, and we got a handful that got them all. And that's kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for that equalizer. So great bonus game, everybody. Maria and I are going to be tallying our scores so far. Give us 1 minute. We're going to give you your wager, your points in just a second. Here is the category, so think over how much you want to wager. The scores are as follows. So here are your team names and the amount of points that you currently have, and you can wager up to this many points. Star Catchers, 26 points. Team Troglodytes, 22 points. Sanitize This, 24 points. 4 Jews in a Zoom Bitchin', 28 points. Joe Manda, 15 points. Streamed Hams, 26 points. Mothra's Minions, 17 points. Lowe's People, 16 points. Let's Meet at the Theater, 11 points. Youps, 20 points. Quarantine, 20 points. Naked Boys Quizzing, 28 points. The Chipmunks, 17 points. Corona Halts, 13 points. Pen Pals, 19 points. Ham Solo, 31 points. TP Team, 16 points. Q2 and Hugh.
Oh,
Sorry, we're waiting on a quick tally from them. My apologies.
there's so many points that I have to write the.
Q2 and Hugh, 25 points. Higgins Hippos, 7 points. If your team needs to know their points, send us that question in chat or to Maria. Put it in the chat or send it to Maria if you need to know your points. Send in your wagers. Once we have all of the wagers in, we are going to give you your final question. Again, the category is Twitter. So based on how much you think you know Twitter, go ahead and give us a wager. Can be up to the amount of points you currently have. Send those wagers in to Maria. If your team needs to know your wagers, if you missed the answer, if you missed your current score, let us know. We'll tell you.
House doesn't need to know. They stop.
23. Pen
They,
pals.
they don't need to know. They already sent in their thing. They're just messing with me, I think. They're always saying things.
Pen pals, right?
Pin pals.
It says pen pals on the dock. Marcus is the team lead. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Okay,
Okay.
my mistake. Did they mean for it to be pen pals? What's that?
Pen pals asking how many points they've wagered despite having already sent their wager in. Did they go all in?
No.
No, they didn't. Your team captain took over the ship and sent it in before anyone answered. And you know, sometimes that's what a captain has to do. Sometimes a captain has to take control of the ship and make choices without consulting others and steering the course and what he thinks is best. This is, of course, a veiled metaphor for the White House.
Oh, they want Zito in a minute. Tell them in a second.
Still waiting on a few teams to send in those wagers. We're going to give you 1 more minute to get those wagers in. Get your wagers in within a minute. If we do not have your wagers in, we will assume you are wagering 0. Again, if you do not send us your wager within a minute, we will assume you are wagering 0. Sunil rams the ship into glaciers as the captain. He moves to do that. He rolls a 20 and successfully kills everyone on the ship.
Wow.
Congratulations, Sunil. Nat 20. Ramming the ship into glaciers, completely obliterating both of them. The glaciers destroyed, and the ship and all the crew and passengers are destroyed as well. Incredible result, and I'm sure that's exactly what you were looking for. $30 seconds left to send in those wagers.
Ham Solo and Quarantine.
Still waiting on a Ham Solo and Quarantine. Ham Solo and Quarantine. If everybody else wants to join Sunil in captaining this ship and fighting icebergs, please visit my Kickstarter page where I'm raising funds for Dungeons and Trivia. A tabletop RPG mixed with trivia. Oh, we're still waiting on a few people. We're going to show you some Zito action as it's being requested both in the chat and directly to Maria. There he is. Very beautiful, very dangerous. He's a shark.
What do you think, dude?
Still waiting on Ham Solo.
I am.
Still waiting on a Ham Solo in Quarantine.
Oh, we got Quarantine.
Oh, we got Quarantine, excuse me. Still waiting on Ham Solo.
They're usually on it.
They're normally pretty prompt, so we're giving them the benefit of the doubt, but we're kind of past time. So I'm going to give them 10 more seconds. All right. We have all the wagers in. Ham, Ham Solo, we didn't get your answer, so you're wagering 0 by default. Okay. Our final question category is Twitter. With over 96 million followers, who is the most followed female entertainer on Twitter who was not born in the United States? With over 96 million followers, who is the most followed female entertainer on Twitter who was not born in the United States? That's a lot of clues to dissect in there. You know the question. You knew the category. You have your wagers. We now have 3 minutes on the clock. 3 minutes on the clock to deliberate with your team. To increase tension and to help you focus, I will be quiet during the final question because this is where the stakes
It's really the halfway.
truly are stakes.
People aren't understanding that it's halfway, by the way.
Oh, excuse me. For clarity's sake, this is the final question of the first round. The final score is cumulative. So
Two rounds.
there are 2 rounds. So we have 2 final questions. A little bit of a misnomer.
You're still not telling them.
What am I supposed to tell them? What's the confusion?
2 rounds equal 1 game.
2 rounds equal 1 game. If it wasn't made clear earlier, 2 rounds equal 1 game. You're playing one long game with 2 rounds. Your scores do roll over to the next round. I believe we briefly mentioned that in the rules at the top. But just for clarity's sake, the total game, the score is cumulative. You got a minute and a half left on the clock. Play-by-play, Maria got some coffee sugar cookies, waking herself up, because we got another hour of this to go.
Didn't you make these with decaf?
I did make them with decaf. They didn't need to know that. Or some are made with decaf, some aren't. It's a real raffle. Woohoo! Krista, trick question. It's not a shark onesie. It's a shark outfit. The hoodie is a shark. And then there's some matching pants. It's very cute. If we take Zito out of the baby Bjorn, we will show you. I don't see the need to take him out now. He's being so well behaved. It's just an unnecessary gamble. Could wake him up.
I'm doing it.
Okay. Free the Z. Hashtag free the Z. Maria's taking Zito out of the baby Bjorn.
He's hot.
We got 45 seconds left on the clock. Send those answers to Maria. Sunil recommends not to gamble. Doesn't say that anywhere in the Bible. I say go for it. All right, so we are at time. This is our final question of round 1. Again, your points here do roll forward to our last final question of the game. With over 96 million followers, who is the most followed female entertainer on Twitter who was not born in the United States? We had a lot of context clues in there. If you know a few of those things, you got that. The answer is Rihanna. She got the great handle at Rihanna. Probably had to buy it from someone. All right. Final question was Rihanna. We are going to take a quick second to tally up our scores for round 1. Here are our round 2 categories while Maria goes ahead and processes a few things. I know. I shouldn't lay it all on Maria. Sometimes I just need a second as well. So she's said she's done. She's been very clever. She's rigged up a Google Sheets that does the formulas for her. So we got all of our points in. You know how you did. You know if you got the right answer. You know how much you wagered. Here's a little more Zito action while we reset for round 2. That's right. At Rihanna, if you need to follow her, just add to that number, man. Add to that number. Make her more famous. There's that shark hoodie, as previously mentioned. Looks like Zito is being swallowed up. Oh my God, please do not hit the space bar or mouse, as we will spoil some things. There he is. No, just saying. Just giving you a warning. As I said, it was a mistake to release him from the baby Bjorn. Okay. Furious. There's the fury. All right, moving on to round 2. We got some round 2 categories up on the screen. Our first question is going to be about computers. Second is going to be about TV love interests, followed by elements, sauces, internet culture, same title, space, reality TV, birds, and the Emmy Awards. Again, round 2's categories are computers, TV love interests, elements, sauces, internet culture, same title, space, reality TV, birds, and the Emmy Awards. Wow. Great category for great people. Question 1. What computer system competed against former winners on Jeopardy in 2011? What computer system competed against former winners on Jeopardy in 2011? You got 2.5 minutes on the clock. Here's my tip. If you know the answer, send it to Maria via Facebook Messenger. And that's how you're going to get the most points.
Wow.
Zito does know most of the answers. He actually wrote it. I dictated. His typing skills are atrocious, but he wrote all the questions.
He doesn't have the dexterity.
Yeah, his hand-eye coordination is pretty shot. If you're having a great time, go ahead and send us a little extra love and send us a little more donations to Tipping Point Theater. In a sense, we couldn't do this without them because if they weren't here, we wouldn't have anybody to raise funds for. So, send us some money because we're going to send it right to Tipping Point. And they could use it. They had to cancel 2 productions. How sad. Oh, wait, maybe 1 production. They had to at least cancel 1 production. I'm not going to fact check myself. Maybe 2. They may want to chime in. I'm not a representative of Tipping Point. Full disclosure, I did work there for some time in a loose form of indentured servitude.
Jesus. It's the best year of our lives.
It was a year of our lives. No, there was incredible stuff there. Lovely theater, lovely staff, lovely people, lovely shows.
We met really awesome people.
There are some phenomenal people, many of whom are playing in the group today. Friends for life, I'd say. Some of them. Most of them were in it. I can't think of any enemies I made at the time. The mailman was really nice. That's for sure.
Do you know his name?
I don't remember his name, but I remember his face very clearly. Tipping Point, if you're still playing, please, for no extra points, tell us what the name of the mail carrier was from at least 4 years ago. He's probably still there. 30 seconds left on the clock. 30 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, no, I don't. Sorry.
That's right. James was the mailman. How could I forget? People would say, "Oh, everybody brought in the mail. James brought in the mail." I was like, "Oh, why did James have to bring in the mail?" Because he's also the artistic director. James was also the name of the mailman. Okay, so we got all of our answers in. Very good. What computer system competed against former winners on Jeopardy in 2011? That's IBM Watson. IBM Watson. Real certified hunk. Look at him. All right, moving on to question 2. Jan Levinson, Holly Flax, and Helene Beasley were all girlfriends of what TV character? Bonus, plus 1 point. Name the TV show. Jan Levinson, Holly Flax, and Helen Beasley were all girlfriends of what TV character? Bonus plus 1. Name the TV show. You got 2.5 minutes on the clock. We will take just Watson.
And just IBM.
We'll also just take IBM, as they were the proponents of the computer system. We'll take just Watson, just IBM, and we'll take Watson IBM, or IBM Watson.
Did it just say the name of the show too?
The name of the show is our bonus point question. Plus 1. There's a lot of contention in the chat of who the cooler James is. I'll tell you, James the Mailman was a lot more bold. He wore a lot more shorts. I'm just saying it could factor in. I won't weigh in because I'm an impartial judge for this competition. But one of these Jameses wore a lot more shorts than the other. The shorter the shorts, the bolder the man. We've all are familiar with the rhyme. I believe Sun Tzu said that in his incredible novel guide, The Art of War. The shorter the shorts, the bolder the man. So I think Mailman James really has a lead there. And yep, his beard was more intense. James Cool, the artistic director of Tipping Point Theater, here to help raise some team, give some staff morale, bragging that his handle is LL Cool James. Don't know if that's going to be something to brag about, but he is.
That's cool.
I like it.
I think that's really cool.
That's great. We got 30 seconds left on the clock. Jan Levinson, Holly Flax, and Helene Beasley were all girlfriends of what TV character? Bonus point, name the TV show. All right, we're at time. Jan Levinson, Holly Flax, and Helene Beasley were all girlfriends of what TV character, and what is the name of that TV show? That's Michael Scott, and the TV show is The Office. And our answers are Michael Scott, and the TV show is The Office. Question 3. What is the only element to begin with the letter X? Bonus. Name one element that starts with the last letter of the main answer. Ooh, that's worth an extra 2 points. What is the only element to begin with the letter X? Bonus. Name one element that starts with the last letter of the main answer. That is for 2 points for the bonus. So you can get a total of 4 points if you want on this one. You gotta know a little extra. You gotta know the right answer to get that other one. If I didn't announce our time, we have 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Go ahead and deliberate with your team. I've never been one for delicate writing, so I will try. They donated extra. "30 seconds left on the clock." "15 seconds left on the clock. If you think my timing is bad, note that we are juggling a few things. Please be generous. I hope no one else is keeping a stopwatch. Okay. What is the only element to begin with the letter X? Bonus. Name one element that starts with the last letter of the main answer. That's an additional 2. That's Xenon. Xenon, warrior princess. Our bonus answers include neodymium, neon, neptunium, nickel, nihonium, niobium, nitrogen, nobelium. If you got xenon right, you got 2 points. If you got any of those bonus answers in, you got an additional 2 points. All right. Moving on. What type of fish is used in the making of Worcestershire sauce? What type of fish is used in the making of Worcestershire sauce? I will not be taking any critiques on my pronunciation at this time. Positive comments only. You have 2.5 minutes on the clock. They sent it in too. Oh, that's okay. I'll review it more later. Cool. Oh, they sent it to you. Oh, sorry. They sent it to me. Got it.
That person that added themselves at the last minute sent me
Nice. Oh, okay. Just the 5 or additional? That's fine. 30 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, how many teams total? 15 seconds left on the clock. Oh, never mind. We got everybody in. Great. What type of fish is used in making Worcestershire sauce? That's anchovies. Meep. Anchovies is the answer we were looking for. Not a fact I knew going into that. I checked the Worcestershire sauce in my fridge. Sure enough, it has anchovies in it. It's right there on the label. What word taken from the Hindu religion is used to describe a person's online image? What word taken from the Hindu religion is used to describe a person's online image? You got 2.5 seconds on the clock. Xenon, girl of the 21st century. That was something I was thinking of adding too. Anchovy Warrior Princess. I'd watch it. You can get at least a 1 act out of that. Give me that Xena Worcestershire sauce mashup. No, Amanda, that was right. That was what I was wondering, but it's good to know. We got 30 seconds left on the clock. Glad we're still introducing a few people to each other. It's a busy night. A lot of friends and family here. We got a lot of our regular teams, though. We lost a few of our regular teams, but we gained a lot of great other teams. A few of our regular teams are taking a break this week. Everybody here should be a regular team. We're going to keep raising some more funds. Again, the more people we have, the more money we raise for Tipping Point Theater. All right, so we are at time. Our question was, what word taken from Hindu religion is used to describe a person's online image? That's avatar. Wrong avatar, but that's okay. But, you know, what other avatar are you going to use to represent it? So-So movie, great ride.
Never seen it.
Great ride, So-So movie. I think we can all agree to that. So we got a lot of teams got that one in. Good to know we all know a lot about our internet culture. Question 6. Both Mariah Carey and the band Crazy Town each found success with songs named after what insect? Question 6. Both Mariah Carey and the band Crazy Town each found success with songs named after what insect? You have 2.5 minutes on the clock. Go ahead and try to hum those bars to yourself. Remind yourself what song, what on earth we may be talking about. Get that answer into Maria. I said it before, I say it again. The best way to get points in this game is to send your answers into Maria. If that's news to you. Oh. Just your team captain, though. Okay.
What?
Nothing good. I mean, no, sorry. Nothing, comma. Something good. Money. As my good friend, the pig once said. Both Mariah Carey and the band Crazy Town each found success with songs named after what insect? Get those answers in. You got another minute on the clock. $30 left on the clock. Get those answers in. You're all very sharp with the answers. You're also all very sharp with your pocketbooks. We got a lot of great donations still coming in. We got some donations coming in before the game. We got even more coming in. So far, give you a little bit of an update. You got 15 seconds left on the clock. So far, we raised $155 directly to Tipping Point. Not including the prize we have that is going to be going to you, the viewers. We raised $155 already, just only up till now for Tipping Point Theater. That is no small amount. That is quite a few butts in their seats for the shows that are not, unfortunately, happening. All right, question 6. Both Mariah Carey and the band Crazy Town each found success with songs named after what insect? That's a butterfly. Butterfly, Mariah Carey and Crazy Town. Come My Baby, Come My Baby, Come My Baby, Sugar Baby. A dark period of time for America. Where Crazy Town was number 1 on the billboards. Also, Mariah Carey's music video for Butterfly doesn't have any butterflies in it. It's just her with horses and running with horses and double exposure with horses and riding horses. Please check it out later. Because wow, it really made me giggle. I really wanted to tweet out about it or post about it, but I said no, I'll hold on, because the fact that there are no butterflies in Butterfly by Mariah Carey really made me giggle. Question 7. What planet does the moon Triton orbit? Again, question 7. It's our space category. We always have a space category. What planet does the moon Triton orbit? You got 2.5 minutes. I just think space is neat. Glad to know that Jacqueline Cherry sang along, sang the song for her team to get them on the same page. Well, shout out to a lot of great people. We've gotten and great teams. We've gotten additional donations of such as additional $20 from Corona Halt. We've gotten some additional money sent in from the Chipmunks. Pat Luce on the Quarantine sent in an extra $5. Sunil on Seamed Hams, very generous, sent another $15 in as well. Oh, sorry. Maria says it's awkward to give the money amounts. I'm just excited that everybody's so generous with their time.
I guess ask the audience. What do they think?
Ask your, well, yeah, I will ask your audience. What do you guys think? Is it should I refrain from the money amount? I don't want to pressure anybody, but I just want everybody to get their proper accolades and applause. Jacqueline Cherry, with the trivia, Crazy Town video does not hold up. Hard agree. As I said, a very, very dark period, but I'll tell you, it has a lot of butterflies in it. Amanda Ewing of Team Starcatchers also sending in another generous amount as well. That's in addition to the $48 that we raised just from the buy-in. So again, we got $155 so far from your very generous teams. Again, if you feel embarrassed that I said how much you donated, I do apologize. It was not my intent. Everybody's very generous with that extra cash. Wow, we even got another nice chunk of change from Higgins Hippos. Sent us in another lovely chunk of change. If you want to say how much you sent in, please feel free to put it in the chat. I will refrain for humility's sake. You will not be the anonymous person who sent that $1 million prize into that St. Jude hospital that we all learned about in McMillions.
We have two teams from Higgins Lake. They should connect. We have two teams that have homes on Higgins Lake. It looks like
15 seconds left on the clock. Get those answers in. What planet does the moon Triton orbit? We have two teams that are on Higgins Lake.
Yeah, they have homes on Higgins Lake.
Two teams have homes on Higgins Lake. They should meet up. Maria thinks they should meet up. I mean, you're so close. I disagree. I don't think they should meet up due to the current climate that we're in, but they should message each other maybe. That's fun. Sunil has been to all of our events so far, so he knows my mannerisms that I always say chunk of change. There's also a recurring joke that I always say that is really specifically for Sunil. I think he knows which one it is. All right, what planet does the moon Triton orbit? That is Neptune. Neptune is the planet. Triton is one of the many moons of Neptune. I don't recall offhand. I think it's 8. I could be wrong. Do not cite me on that. Great moon. Good moon, not great. 7 out of 10. Question 8. The Harold Wheeler Orchestra has been the house band for what reality TV series since 2005? Bonus. Who has been a host of the show since 2005 to present? That's an additional point. So, again, main question. The Harold Wheeler Orchestra has been the house band for what reality TV series since 2005? Bonus question. Who has been the host of the show since 2005? Excuse me. Who has been a host of the show since 2005? You got 2.5 minutes on the clock. Again, you don't need both. You don't need to answer both, but you get no penalty for getting anything wrong. Go ahead and send it in, I say. If you got a good guess. PayPal. Send it to PayPal. Is that easier? Okay, that's fine too. It's in our bank now. Just leave it there.
It's $25. I'll keep track of it.
Okay. From who?
It's the entry fee and donation. It's pretty good.
Awesome. All right, you still got some time to think on that question.
Any bonus on that?
That's a 1-point bonus question.
I give somebody, if they only, whatever. I'm gonna say this, I only give the answer. If they only give me the first name, I'll say you. No. I just told you.
James coming in with a Star Wars reference. Sick reference.
Did you say sick?
Sick reference. That's right. I did say sick reference, Maria.
Bless you.
We got another generous donation from Kez Settle as well. We're going to keep adding those to the list. Go ahead and keep that love rolling in. Again, you can send it to my Venmo account, same Venmo account you sent your entry fee into, or send it over via PayPal. If you paid your entry fee via PayPal, you got 30 seconds left on the clock to get those answers in. I'm going to work my best not to jinx us, but I think we're going to break our record for amount of money raised for a theater. Very exciting. You know, the city of Northville shared our post, shared our event.
I thought downtown was
Excuse me, downtown Northville.
the whole. It wasn't good enough.
Oh, it wasn't all good. Not all of Northville. I'm overextending my reach. Downtown Northville shared our
Enough of the
post.
Downtown.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to the Northville Chamber of Commerce. It's nice, but you know, I don't know where the distinction is where we represent downtown versus we represent the whole town. You gotta go higher up.
Have fun.
Yeah, people like fun. All right, we got our answers in. The Harold Wheeler Orchestra has been the house band for what reality TV series since 2005? Bonus, who's been a host of the show since 2005. That's Dancing with the Stars. The host is Tom Bergeron. If you gave just the first name, we're only going to give you half of a point. Half of the point for just the first name. If you gave us just the last name, that's fine. But if you gave us just the first name, we're only going to give you a half point. If you gave us full name, again, full point for full name, full point for last name, first name, not so much. All right. What brightly colored bird is the state bird of 7 different states? What brightly colored bird is the state bird of 7 different states?
So you can add it to our total to announce. I think that we should announce that.
What's the team?
They don't want to be.
Oh, very good.
I don't know. You're weird.
Oh, that's what I did. That's what I've been doing last week. I'm just not on that one. Okay, great, great.
I wonder how those people could.
I don't know. We got 30 seconds left on the clock. What brightly colored bird is a state bird of 7 different states? James says Big Bird. Very funny.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I laughed off mic when I was looking away. Now I'm on mic, but I'm not going to fake my laugh for you, James. You deserve better than that. Tipping Point, get excited. We've definitely broken a record here. So far, we have raised $225 for Tipping Point. We keep getting some additional donations rolling in, which is beautiful. We have $225 raised for Tipping Point from several different teams and people of all the various stars and stripes. Very generous. Very generous folks who are playing trivia. All right, we are at time. What brightly colored bird is the state bird of 7 different states? That's the cardinal, the northern cardinal specifically, but we'll just take cardinal. There are a lot of great birds out there, but we're just looking for one. A few states also share different birds. Great. We still got the money rolling in. Thank you, Jeff and Sharon, for Cheryl. Excuse me. I was being dictated, not read. Thank you, Jeff and Cheryl, for an extra chunk of change. We got a few other folks sending some money in. So, Rob Camus, we are continuing to push that. Let me do some math before we move on.
Carry the one.
Carry the one. 50. Tipping point. Get excited for just the donation to you. Again, that's not including the money that is going to the people for winning. We've raised $300 for Tipping Point.
Wow.
$300 for Tipping Point. That is quite a few butts in their seats. That is great news. Great news indeed. I think that we're going to be able to push a little bit farther. We really want to demolish the old record if we can. We're doing great, but let's really put it in the dust. Keep that money going. Do you think we can? Wow, that's a bold claim. Marie wants to match all the other weeks, which would bring it to 665, I believe. I think we could. We got a lot of generous folks in here. Question 10. What TV series won 5 consecutive Emmys for Best Comedy in the 1990s? Bonus, name one other show to win in the 90s. Plus 3 bonus points. Wowie zowie. Again, question 10. What TV series won 5 consecutive Emmys for Best Comedy in the 1990s? Bonus, name one other show to win Best Comedy in the 90s. Jeremy Lawson putting Southern Cardinal. Oh, we're going to have to take some points off for that.
I'll just take every point in the whole game.
Unfortunately, Southern Cardinal is our losing phrase. If you say Southern Cardinal, you lose all your points. No, of course we kid, Jeremy. Great joke. 10 out of 10. I had a good time.
I'm trying to send this monkey. It won't let me send it to the people. Send an egg.
Maria's struggling with gifts and Facebook Messenger. A little bit of.
They indicate which of their answers is the bonus, please.
Please note which one of your questions is the bonus answer. Especially for this question again. The main
Stakes are high.
stakes are high. It's a possibility of 5 points if you get it both right, but make sure you tell us which is which because you're just naming 2 TV shows. What TV series won 5 consecutive Emmys for Best Comedy in the 1990s? Bonus, name one other show to win Best Comedy in the 1990s. You know what consecutive means without secutives.
People are giving very consistent.
We got a lot of good answers in. We got a lot of not good answers in. All the answers are acceptable, but only a couple of them are right. Lot of great comedies in the 90s. But we're just looking for one. Well, 2. If you list the correct one as the second one, do we still get the 2 points? No. Yes?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I understand the question. Let me reread this. Maria's got something to say.
I just feel like I know what you're asking. If you do not get the main question right, but you do get the bonus right, you do get those bonus points. Yes. So it is possible to get 0 points on the main question and 3 bonus points.
Correct. And that is game again. You can get the bonus right with getting the main one wrong, but you got 30 seconds on the clock to get them both right. And I know you can. 15 seconds left on the clock. All right, we're at time. What TV series won consecutive Emmys for Best Comedy in the 1990s? Name one other show to win in the 90s. Frasier. Frasier is the answer we're looking for. And the bonus, we would have taken Ally McBeal, Seinfeld, Murphy Brown, or Cheers. Again, Frasier was the main answer.
Tell them Friends didn't win till 2000.
Our bonus is Ally McBeal, Seinfeld, Murphy Brown, and Cheers. Friends won some in the 2000s. Friends did not win any Best Comedy Emmys until the 2000s. For those of you who put Friends. Most people, apparently. Most people said Seinfeld and Friends, and unfortunately they're both wrong. Okay, we have our bonus game. This is a great time to catch up. It's a bit of an equalizer. Name the Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavors based on their flavor descriptions. Again, our goal is to name the Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavors based on their flavor descriptions. With our bonus game, please send the answers in one message in the order listed. Again, make sure that they send it as one message to Maria in the order listed. Do not send 4 or 5 messages. Send it in one message in order. Number 1. To create a flavor as fun as the name, we monkeyed around with bunches of test batches until we knew we had a winner. The nuttiest, chocolatey, chunkiest concoction gone bananas you'll ever go ape for. Maria, you are having me read a lot.
I'll read it.
No. We're good. You can.
My voice.
People love I love your voice. Again, number 1, to create a flavor as fun as the name, we monkeyed around with bunches of test batches until we knew we had a winner. The nuttiest, chocolatiest, chunkiest concoction gone bananas you'll ever go ape for. 2, our euphorically edible tribute to guitarist Jerry Garcia and Grateful Dead fans everywhere. It's the first ice cream named for a rock legend and the most famous of our fan-suggested flavors. Number 2, our euphorically edible tribute to guitarist Jerry Garcia and Grateful Dead fans everywhere. It's the first ice cream named for a rock legend and most famous of our fan-suggested flavors. Number 3, founded in fudge-covered waffle cones, this caramel swirled concoction is the only flavor that gets a scream of approval from the Late Show host, Stephen Colbert. Again, number 3, founded in fudge-covered waffle cones, this caramel swirled concoction is the only flavor that gets a scream of approval from Late Show host Stephen Colbert. Again, please send the questions in just one message. Number 4, Ben was our neighbor through the woods and we're fond of ice cream, so we teamed up to create. A portion of our royalties from this flavor goes toward environmental efforts in Vermont's Lake Champlain watershed. Enjoy. Fish said that. Ben was our neighbor through the woods and we're fond of ice cream, so we teamed up to create blank. A portion of our royalties from this flavor goes...
No, don't read that part. No, don't read that part.
What?
Don't read that part.
Oh, sorry. It's on the item.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me read it.
Well, it's on the screen.
That's fine. You can
It's on the screen, so we can't... If it gives you a hint, that's great. A portion of our royalties from this flavor goes toward environmental efforts in Vermont's Lake Champlain watershed. Enjoy. Fish. All right. You got 3 minutes on the clock. I think a lot of you are going to get that down a little earlier because I did take a while to read all those. But the questions are on there. Again, send out your answers in order in one message to Maria. Thomas, do you have a Skype or a Zoom? I think we can work on this this mashup: tossed salad and scrambled eggs, Warrior Princess. I would love a Frasier Xena Warrior Princess mashup. That's an hour. Tipping Point Theater. Huh. Great joke. No. Of course, the plot is that Xena Warrior Princess gets thrown into our world through some sort of mysterious portal. She doesn't know how to handle herself. She's very struggling, and of course, she has to call into incredible radiotherapist Frasier Crane. Frasier Crane offers some advice to Xena over the radio, but due to the unusual scenario, the real bafflingness of it, and also the fact that Frasier doesn't believe that she's a time-traveling, dimension-hopping warrior, he, calls her on a regular line off the air, and we decide to meet up in person. Of course, a little romance is involved. Frasier and Xena hit it off a lot more. Of course, they're kind of opposites, which is a lot of fun. Of course, we're going to see some scenes from that episode play with each other where, Xena throws a knife at a squirrel, and Frasier's a little put off.
What do you think, Tipping Point next season?
Yeah, Tipping Point. I think we got a show next season. You guys can work on with the copyright folks, but I think we got it.
I think your demographic would love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are going to have a great time at this show. Of course, there's heartbreak as Xena eventually does have to return back to her home dimension. So that's just the way that these crossovers go.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. We can get some tears in there. Why not? This is a toughie. You guys are getting it. We got 30 seconds left on the clock. Thomas is the inspiration. He's the inspiration of it. I think a 5% kickback is certainly valid, but I imagine that's of gross revenue. I won't speak for him, but we'll talk. I'm just going to make my recommendations. But again, that story was all me. So, I just got to get pen to paper. The story was all me, just off the top of my head.
Do it.
Well, Tipping Point, I take that as a verbal contract.
You better screenshot this now.
Yeah, I'm screenshotting it now. What's the time limit for the Sandbox Play Festival? Because I'm telling you, I can't fit this in one act. This is a full production. So, Rob, you think you could be Xena? Let's chime in. I'm not necessarily casting you, but I'm just saying I think you could play a good Xena. All right, we got our answers in. I'm not going to read all these. I'm just going to give you the answers. Our bonus game answers: number 1 was Chunky Monkey. Number 2 is Cherry Garcia. Number 3 is Americone Dream. Number 4 is Fish Food. Again, Chunky Monkey, Cherry Garcia, Americone Dream, Fish Food. No bonus points. What's my favorite? Ouch. My favorite is Americone Dream. All right. So we're tallying up our final scores while we get the waiters ready. This is our final question category. The question category is Italiano.
How would I say that?
Italiano. I'm pulling out the wagers for you. Again, this is your score total. This is your score total. You can wager as much as you want. Or you can play it smart, wager none, you can wager some. We're still calculating. Give us another moment. Oh, great. Sorry, no, they are all set. I'm still loading it then. Maria's kid Speedy over here with her Google Sheets forms. Great. So Rob has accepted the role to play Xena, so oh boy, it's going to be something. Okay, so our total scores as follows per team. Starcatchers, 66 points. Team Troglodytes, 50 points. Sanitize This, 62 points. 4 Jews and a Zoom Bitchin', 25 points. Joe Manda, 60 points. Streamed Hams, 79 points. Mothra's Minions, 39 points. Those People, 62 points. Let's Meet at the Theater, 47 points. Youps, 48 points. Quarantine, 45 points. Naked Boys Quizzing, 86 points. The Chipmunks, 57 points. Corona Holtz, 50 points. Pen Pals, 45 points. Ham Solo, 66 points. TP Team, 64 points. Q2 and Hugh, 73 points. Higgins Hippos, 18.5 points. 18.5 points for Higgins Hippos. All right, so those are your scores. I'm going to give you a minute to think over your wagers. If you know what your wager is, send it in to Maria. Send in your wagers. I will wait a minute. If anybody needs to know what their wager is, put it in the chat. Put it in the YouTube chat. And I will give you that. Go ahead and think over your wagers and send your wagers into Maria. Bear with us a moment.
What? Was it in the back? No. Well? Put it in the door maybe? No?
Since Tipping Point is playing, if they get it all wrong, if they get 0 points, they get nothing. That's the gamble of when you have the theater play for itself.
If they win, wow.
If they win, though, oh my gosh. If they win, what if? What if?
Team is doing?
Yeah. They're really trying to make that extra. How we look on those wages, Maria?
I got them.
We got them all. We're past time. Thank you for your patience. We had to do something baby related. All right. Here we are with our final question. Of course, the category is Italiano. What Italian word, now widely used in English, was first introduced to American audiences by a character playing a photographer in Federico Fellini's 1960 movie, The Dolce Vita? What Italian word, now widely used in English, was first introduced to American audiences by a character playing a photographer in Federico Fellini's 1960 movie, The Dolce Vita? Since this is our final question, we're going to give you a little extra time. We're going to give you 3.5 minutes on the clock. Hopefully you thought over your answers before you sent those wagers in. We've gotten a lot more money rolling in for Tipping Point. We have broken that $300 barrier.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible, everybody. Everybody very kind, very generous. If you're not familiar with Tipping Point Theater, it is a really great professional nonprofit 501c3 based in Northville. They're in downtown Northville. Really, really great theater. Some of the best work I've ever seen in the Metro Detroit theater in Michigan as a whole. And just my many years of working and attending theater has been at Tipping Point Theater. Really just a world-class theater in our own little Metro Detroit area. Really is a great theater, and they deserve the money that's coming their way, because it's disappointing that some of these shows we're not going to get to see, because I'm sure they put a lot of their heart, soul. They really worked hard on their craft to put it on and get it ready. So very disappointing that some of these shows aren't going to get to be seen by the audience this year. And whatever money that we can send them is going to really go far for them, I hope. Again, we've certainly broken our record. We're over $300. They've been paying their staff the whole time, which is really gorgeous of them. Not legally required, but it's a great thing to do. They're going the extra mile, and they're continuing to pay their staff during this. I think that Maria's commenting that's an amazing display of class, and I agree with them. Tipping Point Theater really has left a big mark for only being founded back in 2007. They left a big mark in the local theater scene. Again, if you get an opportunity after this, if you haven't been, and you get an opportunity, or if you don't have the opportunity, make one to swing out there and see it. I'm working with a lot of great people.
Close games.
We got a lot of close. Yeah, it is a close game. We got a lot of answers. Got a lot of people neck and neck. All right, we got another half minute on the clock, another 30 seconds. This is the big one, so we want to give everybody the opportunity to get their answers in. right, we got our answers in. We are totaling our scores. Give us another minute as we tally things up. All right, from some other generous folks, Sonia Marquis, Jeremy Lawson, Matt Walter, again sending some additional input to us for Tipping Point Theater. At about $330 for Tipping Point Theater. That is something. That is something. Thank you all so much. Oh, and a few more via PayPal. Da, da, da. All right, everybody. Hope everyone's feeling real confident about their answers. Things are looking pretty good for some of you. It is a close one. I can't argue that. Well, so far we're at $335 for Tipping Point, which is nothing to scoff at. Marie and I are going to help round that up. We're going to round that up from $335 to $350 for them. Thank you all so much for playing with us today. It was a lot of fun. Was that a 9?
That's 146. This is an order from first.
Oh, great. So this is
So
very
everybody
good.
that we don't say their name as 0, and this so go on up like this.
Great. Could you tell me what the prizes are? Can you do that calculation?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. It's 47.
19.
19 times 5. 35. You know. All right. So we have our final question in. Our final question: what Italian word, now widely used in English, was first introduced to American audiences by a character playing a photographer in Federico Fellini's 1960 movie, The Dolce Vita? That's paparazzi, a word that a lot of us know. Paparazzi.
19 times 5 divided by 100 times. That's
35. And we are just putting finishing touches on our scores. Okay, so third place, no prize money, but still incredible. Really good college try. Third place is Star Catchers with 132 points. Our second place winners, who get $15.
Oh, sure. I see. I understand.
Who get $15 is QT and Hugh with 146 points. Congratulations, QT and Hugh with 146 points, netting yourself $15. Very, very nice. Tripling your investment. And our winners, for a grand total of $34 as their prize money, $34, nothing to scoff at there, is Naked Boys Quizzing with 171 points. 171 points, Naked Boys Quizzing. You're taking home $34. That is a nice investment. Congratulations to Naked Boys Quizzing. Congratulations to Q2 and Hugh for second place. And congratulations for Tipping Point Theater for getting an extra $350. Incredible generosity with the players who played this game with us. We've had the most teams this round. We've had the most teams playing our trivia game this month, and we've had a lot of generosity across the past few games. We've had a lot of incredible generosity. I'm so pleased that we got to set a new record between the donations from your just playing, as well as the additional donations from the teams that we've mentioned throughout the game, as well as Maria and I. We have $350 for Tipping Point Theater. And this isn't this lovely. Q2 and Hugh is donating their winnings back to the theater. So kind. So that's an additional $15. So that's $365 for Tipping Point Theater. I hope you all had a great time. If you just came and joined us, join us for Tipping Point, thank you so much. But of course, please feel free to join us next week as well. We're going to raise even more. MJ Capone, who I'm unsure is on their team. I'm going to guess by context clues you may be... I'm not sure. MJ Capone says her team is sending some as well. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I don't have that list in front of me. Let me double check what her team is. Of course, we love hosting. We love helping donate. I love feeding my baby his dinner while we're wrapping up in that last question, but he demanded it, so thanks for your patience. Zito's helping out as well. Wow, so we're at $365 for Tipping Point Theater. Such a generous donation from you all. Again, we hope to see you back. If you know a theater, a nonprofit theater that's been impacted by this pandemic, please go ahead and have them reach out to us. If we hear from a theater, we'd be happy to get a little fundraiser for them too.
I can't find Mary Jo.
Oh, QT, Mary Jo, are you on Q2 and Hugh? Okay, so no, that was the $15. Very cool, very good. Yes, we did add that in. So that is $335. No, excuse me, $365 total. Quarantine Queens. Oh, that's what the Q2 stands for. It stands for Quarantine Queens. That's fun. That's great. Glenn, glad you had a great time. Joelle, yes indeed, yay, Tipping Point. Everybody loves the reveal that Q2 stands for Quarantine Queens. I love it. You are the queen of this trivia, behind Naked Boys quizzing, of course.
Yeah, they're the queen.
They're the true queens. You're the true queens. No, everybody's a queen for sure. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. It can't be said enough how kind and generous I am to see everybody here. I'm glad that we got a hold of Tipping Point. I'm glad that we had a few people throw in their hats for them, and that we did this for them, because $365 certainly not anything to scoff at.
Wow.
I'm sure some of you may also be sending some additional money directly to them. That's fine. If you want to send additional, please go ahead and send to my Venmo that I listed earlier. Again, that's Andy-Gatens, or my PayPal, andygatens@gmail.com.
They're sending back all the money.
Oh, Naked Boys?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so generous. Thank you, Naked Boys Quizzing. There's also, they are also sending their winnings in. So that's additional $34 to Tipping Point Theater. So wow, that's very generous. So it's $365 plus 34. We're doing the math.
$3.99.
That's $3.99. Oh my gosh! Can we get an extra dollar? Come on, can we get a? Can we? Who's gonna break 100? Who's gonna be the lucky person that's gonna break 100? Andy, Maria, and Baby Zito Rock. I can't.
Send you a personal picture of my baby if here's $1.
If you are the person who breaks the $400 barrier, Maria is going to personally send you a picture of Baby Zito.
It can be a nice picture or a crying picture. Your choice.
Mary Jo says her boobs ache when she hears that baby cry. There's some phantom pain, of course. It's funny.
How do you know?
Huh? Oh,
Maybe they phantom.
maybe they physically ache? Oh my.
Yeah, don't
I'm sorry.
don't minimize her.
Mary Jo, she says,
Oh, Mary Jo!
wow.
Yay!
Mary Jo, you are the $400 breaker to an undisclosed amount. to an undisclosed amount. She's breaking that $400. $1. Awesome. We're at $400. $400. Thomas, thank you so much for joining us. It was a lot of fun. We're going to talk about Xena Warrior Princess and Frasier. And another, and 10. Wow, so we're at 409, baby. 409 for Tipping Point Theater. That is incredible.
Wow.
And I'm glad that we did this with Tipping Point Theater, because I'm glad that we got so many great teams coming that I know we're going to see next week. We've had Open Book Theater reached out to us. Our next donation is going to be from next trivia, we're going to say Thursday at 7 o'clock.
For Open Book?
For Open Book Theater. Open Book Theater will be our theater of choice for next week at 7 o'clock next Thursday. That is April 30th. April 30th with Open Book Theater. As is tradition, we are now in the post game. We're now in the post game. I'm going to stay on mic until we have a undisclosed amount. I have a number in mind. I have a number in mind. When we reach that number, I will end the stream. Sharp-eyed viewers who've played with us in the past know what that is. Zito, how about you give us a little post game? A lot of teams out there. Who did you think was going to pull into it? Wow, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. That's some incredible insight from Precious Baby Zito. They are launching new line of Precious Angels figurines, all based on him. I reached out to Precious Moments, and Precious Moments is going to use him as a model, because he really is a precious moment. Passing Zito off, thank you for your incredible commentary. Passing him off to Maria. My goodness, $409. Everybody, make sure you come back next week for Open Book Theater. Make sure you like and subscribe to our virtual trivia for Detroit page on Facebook so you know about those events. But join us next week, Thursday, 7 o'clock, to raise some funds for Open Book Theater. How exciting is that? How exciting is that? My goodness. A lot of difficulty in putting these things on. I'm not going to say it's easy. Not going to say it's easy, but Marie and I definitely feel a heart swell of emotions when we do it. Raise the money for Tipping Point and the other theaters that we have. It's been really special to us. Zito is hopefully going to be involved in that community when he gets a little older. We're not going to push anything on him.
We are.
Okay, great. I was going to say we're going to push him into it, but I played it coy. Maria also agreed. So, yeah, Zito's hopefully going to grow up and hopefully be inspired by the generosity and culture that these theaters put on, and also the generosity of the patrons who send those donations their way, hopefully, by the generosity of us by pressuring them into doing something. Mary Jo's pushing it to 410. She can't stand that uneven number. She's throwing in an extra $1. Woohoo. Woohoo.
420?
Can we go 420? Hashtag 420 blaze it.
People like that.
We've already maxed out our donation for our familial purposes. Precious Baby Zito, we need to hold some things on. So we would love to raise it over to 420, but we just can't. It's not in our budget this month. But can anybody hashtag blaze it for Tipping Point Theater? Some social media I'm sure they do not appreciate. But can we hashtag 420 blaze it? Raise an additional $10 for Tipping Point? Any takers?
No.
No, that's okay. Everybody likes it at 410. That's fine. Tipping Point, I don't expect you to send it in. Mary Jo, you can send it over to my Venmo or my PayPal. I'm going to type that in chat. I'm going to type that in the chat right now. Give me a second.
So yeah, and a good suggestion to put in how to donate under the video description, so it's always on there for people to see.
Right.
Great notes.
We only take good notes. Wow, we got $410 for Tipping Point Theater. That's a couple season passes for you.
Yeah.
I don't know, I know the prices change, but as I recall, that'd be at my time there, I think that'd be 2 premiums. That'd be 2 premium packages. With all the incredible things that those entail. So, great job, Tipping Point Theater. Yeah, remember to like our Facebook page, Virtual Trivia for Detroit Arts, so you can follow along next week. Of course, I'm also going to be sharing our event pretty thoroughly, but it's going to be a quick way to join us and help us raise some funds for our next theater, Open Book Theater, another lovely page. To make it a little easier on you, let me go ahead send that Facebook link right in there to the 14 people who are still joining us.
Wow.
Again, we are in the post game where you will see me ramble until we reach a certain amount of undisclosed viewers.
Wow.
Excuse me. Tried to stifle that burp. Could not. It's been a long night. Gonna have a little extra dinner after this. Probably a quarter of a chicken breast. Couple grilled peppers. Zito just had his dinner. We got a nice burp out of him. It inspired me. Also belch. He's wearing his gorgeous shark hoodie, which we showed you earlier. He's getting comfy. He's got a white onesie underneath. And he has a fox cloth diaper. With a fox print cloth diaper with several fox faces. Cloth diaper is great. Cloth diapers, cloth wipes, great investment. Little bit of a learning curve, but we're just saving so much money. We're just being environmentally conscious as well. Saves all the disposals from disposable diapers. Cloth diapers, cloth wipes. If you have a baby, something to consider. Great financial savings in the long run.
You figure it all out.
Maria is offering to help you figure it out. I will not. I'll leave that to her. I suppose you can message me. I can give you my thoughts. Mostly positive. Wow. $410 for Tipping Point Theater. Krista also did cloth diapers. Great. Good. We're not alone. It's going well. We're liking it. We got pretty much it all saved up for when he's a big boy.
Oh, they want you to be the full screen.
Oh, yes, of course. I got so wrapped up in our award-winning game. Wanted you to all know about paparazzi. Let's go ahead and throw us up on the big screen, baby. We are big. We are big, starring Tom Hanks.
Here he is.
We're going to be careful about having his little feet hit the keyboard because there are a few key commands in there that may interrupt everything. All right, Zito. Hell of a game. A lot of close calls. Really, really big chunks of time. What do you think going in? What will you do differently?
Nothing. He loved it.
Wow, no, he thinks it's great as is. Nothing to change. Nothing to change. I want to thank our sponsor, Clamble Enterprises, for sending us 300 pounds of raw beef to grill up. Of course, it went very bad very quickly. Do not have the capacity.
Unfreezable beef.
Unfreezable beef. Could not be frozen. They said if you freeze it, it spoils. This is the same beef that was turned away by White Castle because of its quality. Again, Cramble Enterprises, great sponsor. They only pay us in raw ground beef, grade Z ground beef. Made from, they say something cow-like. Something like a cow.
Here he is, 9-week-old baby Zito.
Precious 9-week-old Zabito. Mary Jo's got baby fever.
Wow, she can babysit him on Wednesdays starting August.
Starting this August, come and look and babysit our baby as I'm at work and Maria is also at work. We are looking for a babysitting, Baby Zito, Wednesdays at CBS. This is CBS, baby.
Do you like CBS, Zito?
Yeah, Zito, what do you think of CBS? Bong Bong Theory? Bring Bring? Young Children? Young Graldens? Baby fees are sweeping the nation. Baby fever sweeping East Troy Street on Ferndale. C-Lab. That's what I call our house. That's what I call our Wi-Fi. Due to vague reference of our address.
If you know it, you know it.
If you know it, you know it. If you know what I'm referencing, you know what our address is. Got a custom plate from the state of Michigan. I was looking forward to getting it, but it's they said it's going to be on hold. Very unfortunate. I don't think I discussed it with Maria, or I did many months ago, but I never brought it up again. I'm excited to see what she thinks, but we're not going to get those custom plates in anytime soon. It's only an extra $30. I thought, you know what, I can spend for that at the time. Now knowing about the world and the economy as it is, I may not have. Mary Jo rescinding her invitation. We live too far away. She lives in Ann Arbor.
Dearborn. I work in Dearborn. I'll meet you in Dearborn.
I work in Ann Arbor, which is real tragic. Long commute.
Yeah.
Long commute to Ann Arbor from Ferndale. I get it. 50 minutes on a good day of traffic. There's very rarely a good day of traffic. All right, still got 7 viewers in the live stream. That means I'm going to keep on rolling. Again, you are in the post game for trivia. Virtual trivia. We raised $410 for Tipping Point. How much are we going to raise next week for Open Book Theater? I think it'd be more than $410. If they promote it, I don't know. Downtown Northville promoted Tipping Point Theaters, so I don't know if Downtown Northville is going to promote Open Book Theater because they're not in the same city. But, you know, is that why we had such a great turnout? We had 19 teams. That's really something. Around 19 teams. I won't give you the exact number. You can do it if you want to do the backwards math, baby. Oh boy. What a great night for the Metro Detroit theater scene. Really incredible. Great fundraiser. Shattered all of our other records in fundraising. And Maria and I, neither of us are professional trivia hosts.
Ugh. Someone hire me.
So, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think we could. I think we could.
This 413. MJ.
MJ, are you raising it to another $3? $413? We'll take it. I'm not making that as a commitment because I don't see that money rolling in. I don't want to jump to any conclusions. Wow, what an exciting night. Very exciting night for Tipping Point Theater. Xena can't fly. I told you, not Xena. I'm Lucy Lawless. So from a little show called The Simpsons, maybe you heard of it. I know I did. We lost 3 of our big winners from the past month. So I'm glad that we got a week to let everybody shine, although I'm certainly interested. I'm certainly interested in seeing what teams may stay and may affect. What? Toy rings? I don't. Here's some. I think they're over here. Jingle keys. Time for some jingle keys for Zito. Tentatively knows how to use them. Wow. We got a lot of great money in for Tipping Point Theater. Next week we're going to do a great job raising some money for Open Book Theater. If any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Let me know. And we will try to incorporate it as best we can for our next trivia. Again, you're in post show. Straight up talking virtual trivia for Detroit. Got to go back to work in under 2 weeks. I had
A week from tomorrow.
week from tomorrow. Well, that's under 2 weeks. Week from tomorrow, got to go back into work. I had a 2.5 months paternity leave. 2.5 months paternity leave, and it is now ending. Very sad.
Thank you, Thomson Reuters.
Thank you, Thomson Reuters Tax and Accounting Incorporated, as well as the General Thomson Reuters conglomerate. It is the conglomerate's company policy as a whole to give North American employees 3 months paternity leave. Can't believe I already used 2.5. I got to go back next Monday. Well, not this Monday, but the Monday after next. Very sad.
Oh, really?
Huh?
Or are you going
I'm rounding. Sorry. I have to go back May 1st. That's a Friday. For simplicity, I'm just saying, whatever. I can't complain. I shan't complain, but I'm just sad that I had to leave precious baby Zio. Very sad that I have to leave precious baby Zito. I am worried about my math. I think I'm pretty close, but we're gonna have to do some full tallies. But so far, we got $413 for Tipping Point Theater. Incredible! If you're still in the chat, give us a shout. I want to know. I'm gonna keep rambling, but I want to know who I am rambling at.
Who are you?
Clearly, Mary Jo. Mary Jo, I remember fondly from my time at Tipping Point Theater. Great person, very generous.
Oh, sorry.
Maria Party Foul dropped the baby.
No.
No, I'm kidding. She doesn't. She mishandled him. No drops were had. All right, we are at our unspecified number, which means I am leaving the stream. We've hit that number, which means that I am hopping off. I can't say how pleased I am with your generosity. If you feel so moved, please feel free to chat in. Join us next week, Thursday at 7 o'clock. That's April 30th, while we raise some funds for Open Book Theater. Everybody, you have a great night and stay frosty.